Hi guys, good evening, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I will be doing my final Terror Infamy episode review. Well, not final one, but I will be doing the final one that I missed this past Monday because I just got back from my trip. So now with this episode review, I am officially caught up on the Terror Infamy, and like the rest of you, I anxiously await to see what happens in next week's episode. Now, before I begin, of course, as usual with all my episode reviews, you probably have seen this episode by now, but in case you haven't, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled episode review. Again, if you're not caught up on the Terror Infamy by this episode or the past several episodes, don't keep watching or listening, as I will be going into spoilers. So, you have been warned. That being said, let's jump right into it. Another solid, performance-riveting episode from the Terror Infamy. Everybody did a great job, especially the guy who played the captured Japanese POW. You know, he had this really unnerving, raw performance to him. Like, he was just absolutely he was just so damn engaging, and it was just so easy to watch him in every scene that he had, because it's like this guy was acting like such an asshole, and then it's like throughout the episode he gives us brief glimpses of humanity and his own morality, and I thought that was just incredible. It's like he comes off as such an unlikable, rigid dickhead, and then he comes out being somebody you could actually relate to if you sat down and talked to him. I mean, that's what happened to him and Chester. They ended up bonding over baseball before Chester gave him the honorable death that he sought. I will admit, for a split second I thought, oh shit, this guy's gonna try to kill Chester, but instead, nope, he does indeed do what he says he wants to do, and he gives himself an honorable death by stabbing himself in the stomach. But that scene had me going there for a minute. I was like, oh shit, is he going to attack Chester? Oh no, never mind. I loved how Yurei transported herself across the seas specifically to find Chester. There is something about him that is drawing her to him, or something in his past that he may or may not know about, that why she's being pulled to him. I love the exorcist contortionist moves that she was using to get out of the bag, the duffel bag. That was so scary and creepy, and I loved it. It was so cool. That car crash aftermath scene was probably my favorite scene throughout the whole episode. And then on a more serious, relatable note, it was once again demonstrating to us the difficulties of living in an internment camp, where the Japanese Americans were starting to disagree and turn against one another regarding the loyalty questionnaire, which, you know, was incredibly racist and presumptuous, and, you know, all it did was splinter the community, you know, amongst the Japanese Americans. Did a good job showing how, like, Amy and her boyfriend fell on opposite sides of the spectrum regarding, like, how he should fill out the form. I mean, I gotta give it to that guy Ken. You know, he has integrity and he has dignity. He's like, I was born here. I refuse to answer such a what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, dehumanizing and humiliating questionnaire that's just so wrong, racist, and overall inappropriate. And then his girlfriend's like, yeah, but if you don't answer it, they might ship you off. And sure enough, you know, despite her kind of saving his life, or at least saving him from a fate worse than being in the internment camp, obviously their relationship is going to be pretty strained moving forward. But I loved how great this episode was. I loved the performances. I love the guy who played Luz's dad. Luz did a great job, as did, of course, the guy who played the Japanese POW. You know, everybody did a great job, but especially those three. Those three were so good in what they did, and just the humanity and raw emotions that were brought to it. I was starting to tear up as Henry embraced Luz right before she left with her father, and then it showed the literal and metaphorical closing of the gate between them, showing that their two worlds are still very much separate, at least until the internment camps, you know, close down. overall solid episode. I am loving this blend of fact and fiction, and I'm really looking forward to the next episode, as I hope all of you are as well. All right, guys, thank you so much for bearing with me for my 3 back-to-back Terror episode reviews. I hope you found them all interesting and as well as engaging. Like you now, I'm anxiously awaiting the next episode, which drops next Monday night on AMC. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.